Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Amasid and today we are opening up 60 sets of Broken Promises. Now thank you to zomfg for providing these 60 sets. I cannot wait to get these things open. This has been a card I've been eyeing for quite some time, and let's walk through what they cost. So they were 40C each roughly. He said he paid between roughly 30 and 70C per card. But he said the average is about 40 chaos. So that's 80 chaos per set, 4,800 chaos total. And that is at current Exile prices about 139, 140 chaos per. That is going to be just about 34.5, 35x, somewhere in there. So it's a pretty solid amount size gamble, but we're really looking for just a couple mods. Now, there's a whole variety of things we can get, right? It's a 2 implicit synthesized ring. Whole lots of options. We're going to price check them and we'll go through them in detail. But I do want to note that there really are just a couple mods that can make the whole thing worthwhile. So if we hit maximum power charges, that is minimum. I mean, these item levels are bad too, right? It's like minimum 80, 90, 100x depending, right? 83, 95x, probably in that range, right? We hit max frenzy charges. This one's corrupted. We hit max frenzy charges 100x, no problem. That is really what we're looking to hit. Those are the big mods that we're trying to get. Everything else is going to be sort of a crapshoot. We're going to have to try and figure things out. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in, and I'm just going to take all these out of my bank real quick, and we are going to turn these suckers in and see what we can't hit. And I will go through and price check them separately and get back to you guys after that. So let's go ahead and do this. First one. Cold Res Max for Mana Regen. Global Fizz. Fire Damage and Lightning. Okay. I'm not going to comment too much on these. I'm just going to... Instant Chaos, okay. Just because I want to sort of get through them and then see what we find. I apologize for the music in the background. It's happening outside. All attributes Fizz. Leech while mana and cold damage. Okay. Ooh, Curse with vulnerability. That's got to be a good one, right? That's got to be a good one. Curses are also going to be nice. Curses are a little trickier, right? But they're not going to be nearly as good as any kind of power charge. Fire damage and evasion. Fire damage and max mana. I mean, some of these again are not bad. Like this is a solid one. It's not bad, but it's not going to be huge money. And again, we have to make 35x back to even break even. So really, we're looking for the good stuff, right? We're looking for the good stuff. Damage and mana on kill. Damage is good. Mana on kill, not so much. This one's pretty bad. Int and lightning damage, fire damage and ES recharge, not bad. And of course, there are tiers to these things. They're not going to list the tiers, but there are tiers. Rarity and Ellie damage. Ellie Leech, huh? This is an interesting one. Nothing so far is blowing me away as X and X and X and X, but we'll find out for sure. Ooh, and that's an interesting one. Level 25 Purity of Lightning. Ellie damage with attacks, Wed, and Dex. This is a pretty good one, too. This one's pretty good. Strength and Fire. Again, there's so many random implicit mods that they kind of like, this is a weird one, right? Evasion and max mana. And I'm sure, just like when MBX did this one. Oh, that's an interesting one. Lightning damage and Grace Aura effect. Huh. It's similar to Watcher's Eyes, right? And they're, ooh, that's a good one. But anyway, I was saying they're hard to price check, right? Because these things, a lot of them don't exist in the normal sense. Flat Chaos is an interesting one as well. And that's the same exact thing, just with Chaos damage. What do you know? Shock. Damage with Vol skills and Strength. Strength and Chaos damage. I'm sure there's going to be people telling me, you know, this is really good for this niche build. Ooh, evasion per frenzy charge. That's an interesting one. And chaos damage. Huh. Make Toxic Rain. This could be pretty good. But the reality is that, you know, doing the best I can to figure these things out. And hopefully we will hit something interesting. Last 6. Attack speed, strength, pretty solid. Max mana and lightning damage from hits. This is like a high roll, right? On that. Ooh. That could be a really good one. Global crit multi and max energy shield. Damage with poison. And the last one. RIP to the Frenzy Charge Power Charge Dream. So now, let's go ahead and price check these guys. And I will be back with the results. I will catch you guys in just a second. Get all these guys in here and we're gone. Alrighty everyone, we are back and I price checked these and I broke them out into a couple different sections here and I'll walk through everything. The summation though is lots of garbage. Put that in the in the title, I guess. Lots of garbage. So I think similar to what MBX was seeing when he did this gamble early in the league, there's a lot of trash rings out here. Now, I'll walk through how I broke this down. I'm not going to walk through every ring because that's wasteful and there's no point. But so this is the 5C bucket here. Everything in here is 5C in quotes. Most of these will not sell, but I averaged it to 5C based on what I was seeing there. However, this is probably not 100%. So what I did was I'm taking that number, I'm dividing it in half, and I'm basically saying this entire bucket is worth 75 chaos, which is probably about right. I would estimate it's about right. Some of these will sell for 5 chaos, some might sell for 7, some might sell for 3. You know, if you were to sell all these, I bet you'll get about 75 chaos for all these. Then these I put at about 10C. These were just one step up. Nothing phenomenal here that I was seeing. I price checked because this card exists now. There's a lot of 2 implicit rings out there, which made this actually a lot easier to price check than I was expecting. So a lot of these were just in there. These are just 10 chaos. There's identical rings up there for 10 chaos. I thought this would be better. Global crit multi and lightning damage. There's literally an identical one for 10 chaos that was put up, you know, 2 days ago, whatever it was. So there's a lot of cards, or excuse me, a lot of rings out there. So this is actually pretty easy to price check. Lots of examples of these at 10 chaos. Almost every single thing had an example, I think. Again, these are the 15 chaos ones. Nothing too spectacular here. This one I thought could be interesting. But again, there was an identical one for 15 chaos. These guys are 20. Some of them were, you know, they were priced at 30 chaos 10 days ago. So they're not worth 30 chaos. They may be worth more like 15 chaos. So we're estimating here as best we can. This one I thought might be a little stronger as well. The flat chaos there. But these were about 20 each. These were 25. This one's probably overkill. This one might be more like 10. But, you know, these other ones were about 25 just based on what I was seeing. These guys were 40 and 45. This one just a flat. It's a high roll strength plus the chaos damage. It's not a bad roll. And this one, again, we talked about this one prior, but I think this is a pretty solid ring. This one I saw a similar example, I want to say, for about 50 or 60 posted a week ago, so I figured 40 is a safe estimate. Now these are the money rings, so these are the rings that are worth something. The first one being, and I kind of exclaimed when we saw this one, crit multi and max ES. There's a pretty similar one up there. They're all over the place in terms of the time they were posted. There's one up there right now that's active, that's someone playing the league still, that is about an X. So I think an X is not, I think you could probably see yourself getting between 100 chaos and an X for this. I think that's pretty reasonable. Next one is the curse ring. So the curse ring, a variable price, again, based on who's on. I was looking at all offline as well, just to get an idea. I think an X.5 is about right for this. It's a pretty solid ring. I mean, the curse, we acknowledged in the beginning, curses are good. So curse is going to be a solid one as well. And then the last one, sort of the entire thing that this gamble hinges on, is 14x for 6% increased int and chaos damage. There is an identical one up there right now for 14x that is active, just like recently posted. These are all 14 to 20x in there. If this one were to sell for 14x, that's a solid hit, and that's obviously an incredibly good ring relative to the other ones, which are actual garbage. So it's really dependent on this one selling. I think this is a very good ring, and I think when this actually popped up, I was distracted by the music outside of my apartment. But this is a good ring, and I think that you can expect to see this sell for at least 10x, just with that increased int. It's solid. Overall, though, so I valued all of these rings here, these non-X rings, at just about 470 chaos, which is 3.5x, depending. I rounded down just for the sake of being fair to the prices. I'll call about 3x. So that's 4x, 5.5x, 19.5x on a 35x investment. That's a tough loss right there. That's a tough loss. I was really hoping we were going to hit a Power of Frenzy charge, but we didn't. And, that's just the way it goes sometimes. But anyway, thank you again to zomfg for providing the rings. I hope I haven't scared you off too hard from this. But anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Please remember to subscribe if you like the content. I really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one.